The objective of this lesson is to express the absolute value of rational numbers. Vocabulary we will be using for this lesson is as follows. Absolute value. It is the distance of any number from zero. Absolute value is indicated by placing a pair of lines around the number. Absolute value is always a positive number. Distance is the amount of space between two objects, people, or locations. The distance between the two locations marked on the coordinate plane is 12 units. Magnitude is the size or extent of something, such as a number. In previous lessons, we have found opposites of numbers and placed them on a number line. The opposite of 3 is -3. Notice that 3 and -3 are the exact same distance from 0. We will use this concept as we learn about absolute value. Any point on a number line and its opposite are always the same distance from 0. Distance is always a positive number. Line segment ST, or the distance from point S to T, is 5.2 units long. Line segment RS, or the distance from point R to point S, is also 5.2 units long. We call this distance absolute value. Whereas -10 meters may refer to the elevation of a fish in the ocean, meaning that the fish is 10 meters below the surface of the ocean, the absolute value of -10 meters is 10 meters, meaning that the distance of the fish to the surface of the ocean is 10 meters. When we see the absolute value of 7.6 written with the vertical bars on each side, we are being asked, what is the distance from 7.6 to 0? That distance is 7.6. Notice that the absolute value of -7.6 also has an absolute value of 7.6. Both 7.6 and -7.6 are exactly 7.6 units from 0, but they are on opposite sides of 0. For each absolute value, there are two numbers that are the exact distance from 0. An absolute value of 3 1/2 could refer to 3 1/2 or -3 1/2. Sometimes the word magnitude is used to refer to a number's distance from 0 in terms of size or extent. This may be used as an alternative for the term absolute value. For example, someone who owes $3,000 on their car has a debt with a magnitude of $3,000, and someone with $800 in their savings account has assets with a magnitude of $800. We use absolute value in determining the distance between two numbers, even those on opposite sides of 0. Think of our fish at an elevation of -10 meters. A fisherman on a pier 5 meters above the surface of the ocean is 15 meters away from the fish. We find this by finding the distance of the fish to the surface of the ocean, which is 10 meters, and adding it to the distance of the fisherman to the surface of the ocean, which is 5 meters. When added together, we find the total distance is 15 meters. The objective of this lesson was to express the value of rational numbers. We met this objective by describing absolute value as a number's distance or magnitude from 0.